Hello, 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 Scorpios. How are you guys doing today? Welcome, welcome. This is Patti here, and I am here to do your December 1st through the 6th intuitive tarot reading. My name is Pat. I think I just said that. I'm just telling everybody that's new who's never been here before that I'm going to be doing your reading as an intuitive. Now that's a little bit different, but I am an intuitive coach. I'm an empath, and so yeah, I'm having trouble getting started, aren't I? I'm just coming from a long day, so bear with me here. So let's get started. Just so you guys know too, if you haven't watched the full moon reading and the eclipse, the lunar eclipse that is happening tomorrow, because I'm filming this on the 29th, that is a really good video because there's so much I told about the energies that are going to be happening. So they're already started because we're on the 29th. Usually it's 2-3 days before the full moon, and then things start get a little crazy, and then the full moon, and then a couple of days after. But we also have the lunar eclipse happening at the same time, and the full moon is going to be around for 3 days. So watch it. Beautiful, beautiful full moon. So yeah, so there's going to be a lot of different energies coming in. You're going to feel pretty scattered for a day, probably the day of the eclipse, maybe a little bit after. So yeah. So don't be surprised if you can't think straight, because that's what's supposed to be happening actually. So I'm going to pull 2 oracles, one for the week and one for the following week. Oh wow! Again, it's for towards the end of the week and then going into the next week. And this energy is sort of just to be either carried over or started for those energies. All right. Sorry, Scorpios. I'm having a hard time getting started. I think there's somebody trying to block me. Ain't going to happen. Ain't going to happen. So let's get started. So we have the first card out, which is very interesting because the last reading that I did, that was the first card out as well. So we have the talisman. Talisman is 9, 4, about stability. I had to do some numerology in my head. So that's about the number 4, and the talisman is about your journey forward, the switchbacks that you might be coming across. You know your way, you sort of know who your allies are, you know who's not for you, who's against you, that kind of a thing. And then we have for the end of that week, which is very interesting because remember, the number 4 is about stability. So either you have figured out how to get stability, or you are unstable and trying to figure that out. Not sure where you're at in that process, but on the end of the week going forward, again, the number 4. So where are you at with stability? Because this is probably an intention to become stable. So most everything is unstable right now. And not only is it unstable, it is sort of scattered all over the place. I gotta move this crystal. It's throwing me off. It's really throwing me off. So it's very unstable. So we want to make sure when we make an intention, so an intention has to have purpose, or don't make it, because an intention could be an empty promise for somebody. So I used to have good intentions and I didn't understand what I was doing, and I was actually hurting people without even knowing it. So having good intentions is mostly empty promises. So yeah. So we have the first card out as the 6 of Cups. So the 6 of Cups, of course, is about friendship, about give and take, about being happy, be joyful with that person, sort of like a best friend, or as you guys call them, besties or BFFs or whatever they're called. So then we have the second card out is the High Priestess. So this friendship here is going to help you on your journey to not sort of, you have to think of a journey as a path, and either sometimes it's this way, sometimes it's straight, sometimes you got to, I think I'm a horse person, so you got to log in the trail, you got to go over it, or you got to go around a mountain, over a mountain, that kind of thing. The other thing too is, oh, that's a good sign. The other thing too is that that friend is actually your ally. So this is what this is a talisman is talking about. So if there is a switchback or if there is something not going right, they're the ones that are going to let you know, because the High Priestess was the next card out. High Priestess is about sort of following the spiritual rules, even though she is like the highest of high, like with the Hierophant and her sort of partners. So it's all about the spiritual walk, not the earthly walk, but the spiritual walk. And that's that person that is going to be coming forwards to you if they're not already there. And you might even know this person already. If you don't have a person like that, then they may come in. Yeah, they may come in this week. So, ooh, powerful, powerful. So, next one out is the Emperor. The Emperor is about old wisdom, all about knowledge, all about authority as well, sort of like a father figure or somebody up there with some authority. Could be a mentor, could be I don't know why somebody said judge. I don't know why they would say that. Maybe somebody's dealing with the law, sort of has that kind of a figure to it. Also, we have the Two of Wands out. So the Two of Wands is about looking towards the future, looking towards what you might be wanting to do, thinking about how things are going to work out for you, where you're going to be, where you are going to be in your job. Also might mean travel as well, or maybe moving to a different, if you're in the States, to a different state or a different location, not too close, but sort of far away. So there's a lot happening in someone's life right now, Scorpio. There's a lot of transitioning. There's going to be a lot of transitioning for a lot of us. So, but this one here, your friend is really, really close by, and you're helping each other along your journey. Okay. So this is sort of a give and take, sort of like, yeah, I got your back, you got mine kind of a thing. But for some reason here, we need some old wisdom. So I think this wisdom is making a decision for the future. I'm not quite sure who that is for, but somebody needs to go to some elder for guidance into what they want to do for their future. And thank you. So the Emperor is also very spiritually wise. Even though he's earthly and earthbound, he's got a spiritual side to him and probably will give you more spiritual advice, even though he's not spiritual himself. Yeah. So we have the Eight of Cups, Six of Cups, Eight of Cups. Ooh, okay. For some energy here, some energy has been working really hard, but they haven't been. They've been working really, really hard. But this is really interesting. So I'm going to say that this person, there's another energy there that is going through a situation where they are thinking about moving forward somewhere because they're actually not happy. They're sort of hiding something. They're not, they're sort of ashamed of something that they did. And they're working hard. However, they hurt somebody along the way. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. Let's see. I'm not getting a clear, nobody's coming through. So let me see what's going on. Oh, okay. Thank you. So somebody's intentions was not to hurt somebody, but they did. Thank you. They sort of did something secretly and they shouldn't have. And it really hurt the person. The other person thought that they were doing, really good in the relationship. This is a relationship thing. Doing a really good thing in the relationship, but in actuality, it was very hurtful. I don't know who that's for. That one's a really complex energy. I'm getting a lot of different things on that, and I'm not quite, yeah, somebody's depressed about it. Somebody is not happy about it. Somebody is just sort of too focused on the pain, too focused on the hurt. There's also the Ace of Pentacles coming up. There's an offering coming up. There's usually a door that you go through with the Ace of Pentacles. And the Ace of Pentacles is about growth. Yeah, so we have Ace of Pentacles, and then we have the Page of Pentacles. So when you have these two together, then there's an offering coming or a message coming in reference to money, finances. Maybe are you starting a new project? Are you looking for a new job? This is all coming forward to you because the offering was there. It was just the person now is saying, hey, do you want to do this, or would you like to, have a second job, or would you like to have a second project? Would you like to make money this way? There's an offering of that coming up. So we have the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands. Wow. Eight of Wands, more communication. You do need to have more communication with that. Also, too, there's a little struggle with being articulate about something. I don't know who that's for. I don't know who that's for. But remember, this is a journey for somebody, for you to together go on this path. So somebody is helping you through your journey with this because you need that ally. There's something going on that you're going to need this person. I don't know what it is. It's like, but there is pain and there is hurt and there is depression. I don't know what's going on with this person, but you definitely need them there. There is joy coming in the morning kind of thing, but that's coming there. But there is something about the truth. There is something hidden about the truth. So I don't know what that is. I do not know what that is. Maybe you guys do. Something truthful was hidden. Somebody wants to go away. Somebody wants to I'm out of here. I don't know who that's for. Yeah. Okay, thank you. So there definitely is a balance issue. So we have the Temperance. And then we have the World. So there is something good coming. But remember that whatever it is that's coming, this is a real scattered reading. I haven't had this confusing of a reading, I think, in months. So, I believe the intention of this is... Okay, thank you. So what they're saying is to get through the pain, not to focus so much on the pain itself, to actually focus in on what the solution is. If this is something that you really do want to move away, work inwardly on what you're really, really wanting to do, and go ahead and talk to this person that is your ally, who is on your side, who has your back. Your intentions, you might be careful in making any big intentions to move or anything big decision wise until probably the 3rd, like Tuesday or so, because right now with the full moon and the eclipse, and that's probably why I'm having issues here tonight, because you'll get brain fog. You will get brain fog, not frog, but fog. And you will have a scattered thinking process with this full moon, because you've got the eclipse. Even though the full moon is coming in, the eclipse is about making choices in your decision because it's going into Gemini. So the eclipse is going into Gemini. That has a lot to do with news and media and social media and all that kind of stuff. However, it has to do with choices, but because of the full moon coming in and the eclipse coming in and then the sun all in alignment, it's like you're not going to be able to think. That's why I tell people, if you're going to make a big decision on the 30th to the 2nd or 3rd, then actually have a back out plan, because if that's a decision you maybe later regretted to make, then you have something to fall back on, that kind of a thing. Because it is. I mean, I don't know how many of you are very sensitive. I'm extremely sensitive to energies, and that's probably why I'm getting a little bit of scatterbrain tonight. But the intention is, make sure that your intentions is something that you're going to follow through. If your intention is not to want to, or unsure a little bit, to travel or move forward or do something in a forward, that is a big thing. Really, really ask whoever it is that is your mentor, your uncle, father, whoever is wise around you or has spiritual knowledge, because this is where you need to get your resource from right now. Or your source, you can go straight to the source, which is the divine. So, hey Panama, welcome, welcome. Rising moon, missing her Virgo, rising Scorpio moon. Oh, welcome, welcome. So this is going to be a really interesting week for you guys. There's so much scatteredness here. So you have an energy that is sort of done something that they really shouldn't have. And I don't know if this depression or energy is the person that actually did the doing, or is the person that had it done to them. But there was pain that came to it. So, and then we're working on balance and temperance towards the end of the week. The intention is. So those are the things, because the world is the last card out, and that's a phenomenal card. That is a great card to have on the last card. All right. Pentacles. Something's coming for somebody with an offering for pentacles, for finances, for extra money, extra work, or a new offering to change that. All right. There's a lot of celebration in here, though. There is a lot of celebration. Well, maybe not a whole lot, but there is some. There's celebration there, and you've got the world there. So world is like trump card, so that's a good thing. So. Oh, well, welcome, welcome. You came on a really weird night, because it's really because of the full moon. I've sort of got a scattered brain. Usually my readings aren't this challenging, but this one is a challenge reading because, like I said, with the eclipse coming in, things are going to be scattered. So don't be surprised if you're a scatterbrain as well. So, yeah. Let's see what else the divine has to say for the evening, or if anybody else wants to come through. Okay, I hope I did this right. But I know that the talisman, we need to work on our journey, and also being careful who we bring into our circle, because as the Six of Cups is about somebody coming in and you guys being like almost a twin flame kind of a thing, and you've got each other's back, somebody always wants to come in and disrupt that. So be real mindful this first part of the week of who you bring in. Not everybody who looks like they're on your side is your side. And that's what the talisman is about, is making sure you have the right people in your pocket, per se. You don't want to bring people in that are, their vibrations are really low. They're there to mess your vibrations up or anything like that. Okay, so we have somebody out there. Okay, thank you. So they asked me to look at these 3 cards, so I will. So we have somebody there that is sort of bound up. Somebody feels like they're stuck. Somebody that can't see their way out, even though there is a way out. This person, it's almost like they're tied up, but the ties are so loose that they could just take them off, but they don't want to. It's sort of like somebody who gets into a pity party and people tell them, you know what, I don't want to hang around you. You got this pity party thing going on. It's sort of like, oh, well, that's their problem, not mine. It's like they don't want to change. They like staying in this victim mentality. I don't know who that's for. Maybe you know somebody that way, and they just won't change. They won't get out of that. That's a person you might want to think to remove from your journey for a while until they maybe get their vibrations up. Because again, this kind of a person will be what we call as an empath an energy vampire, if that's their pattern. Now, if they've gone through something, say like a death or, anything that's a grieving, yes, it's going to take time for them to get through that. And there is no time for, end to grieving, really. My brother was murdered in 94. I still grieve for him. And here it's 2020, so if it's that kind of thing, but no, if it's just drama queen kind of stuff, they gots to go. They gots to go. Because that's no good for you. That's no good for you. So somebody has that mentality, and that I don't know if that's that energy is coming towards you, or if that's a family member, or somebody. But you know what? They're stuck, and they. Okay, thank you. And also too, what was just shared is that this person. This might be another energy, but this person might be abused. So this person might be at a point where they haven't healed, and they're actually not ready to heal. They're so used to living in that state of mind that they don't understand. It's not their fault. It's just they haven't reached the point where they want to get professional help or counseling or learn how to heal. They're just at a point where they're stuck. So that's an energy for somebody. I don't know who that's for, but if you stay stuck, you can't move forward. And that's not what the divine wants for our journeys. That is something that we need to do. We need to heal. We need to move forward. And that's all he wants is us to move forward in our journey in love, light, and truth. All right. We have the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is all about intuition, following your intuition, living up to your intuition. Don't doubt your intuition. Yeah, Scorpio is always a challenging sign. Yes, it is. But the intuition, this is something that not only do I share with Divine Warrior Intuitive, my channel here, but I also do it with Get Balanced 2020 when I'm doing life coaching, or if I'm doing intuitive coaching or empath coaching. Our intuitiveness is such a huge part of our spirit that it is about, that's knowing us. That's knowing our internal spirit. That is knowing who we are. Because when we trust our intuition, that's our fight or flight, or it's our divine protecting us, or it's just something of knowing, a gift of knowing. Sort of like what I have sometimes. Sometimes it's there really strong for a long time, and then it'll go away for a little while, and then it'll come back. But usually when it goes away, it's only like a little bit. So it's like I still know. But you know, that kind of thing. But the thing is, the intuition is really what I teach on really paying attention to, because that's your triggers, your red flags, that's everything. So somebody really, when it comes to breaking or healing or awakenings, anything like that, it's really important to listen to this intuition. I was just speaking with somebody today that actually they followed their intuition and called off an engagement because they could see the triggers and the red signs, and they followed their intuition and they know that they made the right choice. And I said, yeah, you did, because that's what the divine was trying to protect you from, because you could see what was going on in that person's life. So, yeah. So Scorpios, I know this is a really funky reading and I really apologize, but I will say, remember towards the end of the week, now we're going to move out of the full moon and the eclipse about the 3rd. Okay, so those energies, those scattered energies, now if you get really weepy, really emotionally, that kind of thing, that's going to be normal, especially if you're a sensitive kind of person. It's sort of like a woman right before a period. It's like, blah, that kind of thing. It's just the moon and it's the planets and the way things are lined. Again, if you haven't seen the video that I did on full moon and eclipse, go back because it will tell you so many. I was a long one because the divine just kept coming through with a lot of stuff. And also I was getting so many movies from all the energies and people coming through and stuff like that too. So really good. So if you're really not understanding this, go back to the full moon and the eclipse. It'll explain it a lot better. I was in not a scattered place at that time. But what I want you to understand is for the rest of the week, at the end of the week, we're going forward into the 7th and such like that, then what you want to really focus on is making sure that whatever you say, you do. Whatever you promise, you follow through, because that's what intentions are. So and we want to make sure that we're walking in the truth, because here's the thing about intentions. If you tell somebody you're going to do something, you say, I'll come over at, tomorrow at 7 o'clock or whatever. And then you don't call them or you don't go, maybe something came up and you're just like, oh, I'll catch them later. I learned really a hard lesson about intentions because I used to be that way. And one time, and this was an elder lady, and she just yelled at me, literally yelled at me. You could have the audacity to call or text or whatever because you said you were going to come over and you didn't. I said, well, I'm really sorry. I got busy. She goes, no. Do you ever think that somebody just might be wanting to see you? So I did not value that person's time. I didn't value that they really cared about me, wanted to see me. And then I did it two times more. And finally, the divine just slapped me up the head and said, this got to stop. And I learned my lesson. So whenever you're making an intention, be truthful with the person. Make sure you follow through. And if you're not going to, then don't say anything. It's sort of making promises and not following through. That's what an empty intention is. It's when you don't do it and then the intention is completely empty. The other person might get hurt. The other thing too is it's the number 4 in stability. So 4 is about stable, being stable. And both these cards are about stability. So remember in the very beginning, I said, who is stable and finally figuring it out? What Scorpio is that? Or who is the Scorpio that is unstable and still has not figured it out yet? This is what your journey is about. So maybe some of these things that I've talked about today are some of the things that need to be worked on. Because I will tell you in the full moon and eclipse video, our main purpose for this time, this space on this earth right now through December and January is we need to be doing inner work, inner self work. That's what the planets are saying. Not only the moon and the eclipse and the sun, because they're all in alignment that time, but the planets. If I could tell you, there's big shifts coming in on the 20th, 27th, huge shifts. So these are things that I'm trying to help people get with the readings, to get themselves worked in their inner self, their spirit, their intuition, they're honing their GPS on what they need to be doing. Maybe that's why the talisman is showing up a lot this last week, because we really need to be honing in on our personal journey. You will also, for the first couple of days, 1st through the 3rd, you will get a lot of distractions because the energies want to take you off key. They want to take you off key. So you're going to be distracted. You really need to put the horse blinkers on and stay focused, because that's what's happening with the talisman. That's why your first card out was somebody, an ally, to help you keep on track. So even if it's an accountability partner, a friend saying, hey, you know what? It's like when we diet, we want to have somebody there say, nope, don't put that in your mouth. That's sort of the friend, or that's the ally that you have around you this first week. I don't know, or the first part of the week. But again, this whole thing about up to the 20th, 27th, of 20th, I think, is that we need to be focusing on self, really working on inner self. What is it I want? Where do I want to go? What is it that I want to do? Am I where I want to be? These are things that we need to be asking ourselves, again, because we have the world coming. All right. Is there any questions? I notice there's people out there. If you have a question, I can answer that now. When I'm live, you can always do that, or just say hello, tell me where you're coming from. And that's why I keep them on live, and I do them live. Otherwise, I'll be doing some more empath live videos here shortly, probably in the next week or two. I'll probably be doing one or two. The Divine's giving me a whole bunch of stuff he wants me to talk about. So, yeah, so also too, the dailies, I'll be doing the dailies all the way through December. So if you've been watching the dailies, the little 1 minutes first thing in the morning, please just make sure you like, so I know, because I will do them through December. I promise myself I'll do them through the December if people are still looking at them and liking them. And then if there isn't that much interest, then at the end of December, I'll stop them. But all right. So, oh, Marcos, welcome, welcome. Hi, Brazil, well, welcome. Oh, you're fine. Don't worry. I lived in Japan for many years, and so my Japanese was broken. So I used to help teach English. So I can't read all the cards, but did you have one question? And I can pull a card. No question? And Panama, if you're still there, thank you for coming and trying my channel out. Try me again right after the full moon, because trust me, I'm really scattered tonight. And I think I'm probably not going to do any more readings, just because I am in that scatteredness, and I'm good, and it's more late in the day. So I'm going to have to pull more energy in the morning and do those. So if you want, I will be on probably tomorrow morning as well to finish up. I'm doing Pisces and Cancer, so I have to do those too. So, all right, Marco. So Panama, will he come back? Do you really want him back? Do you really want him back? That's my question. I get asked that question a lot. Will he come back, or will he, that kind of a thing. My question to you is, do you want him back? Because he's not going to have changed, is what I'm hearing. He hasn't changed. So would you want him back, unchanged, the way that he was before? I think he's a younger gentleman, right? Is he like in his late 20s? Yeah. So 3 cards. I pulled the Sun. He's got it seems like he has an immature, childish attitude. He has not grown up yet. He's sort of like a grown boy. He needs to grow out of that. And then also too, we have the Hermit, which is looking over. It's like he sort of wants his cake and eat it too, kind of a thing. So I'm going to watch and see. Yeah, 34. Yeah, I figured he was younger, but 34 can still have an immature 34. So, and he's watching, and he will be watching just to see how you react to all of it. But I think somebody else is going to come in the picture. Now, this might be a temporary thing, but I think this person got more of an immature attitude. I don't know if he'll come back. If you know what I'm feeling is I think he's going to string you along, and that's not a good thing because these two cards here, it's sort of like telling you what you want to hear just to keep you there while he goes and plays, and then that'll be up to you if you want to wait. But there's somebody else in the picture that might be coming in. All right. So, but that person here might be your equal. This might be a person that you actually really, really want because, and until you let go of this guy, this person can't come in. But I would say sort of a player. He's acting like a boy. Yeah. But, you know, if he does come back, that's going to be your choice to take him back, but he's not changed. So, sadly. But there is somebody that's more mature in the backdrop that hasn't come in yet. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this anyway. I'm really sorry that it's probably not the news. But you know what? It's the divine always talks about, you know, if he is immature and if he's being that way, the divine is telling you now so that you can actually either move on with your life or you can actually, you know, sit there and wait for him. And this real person that wants to be with you and show you real love won't come in. So it's going to be a challenge for you. Personally, at my age and all the wisdom that I have and experience, I wouldn't wait for him. But that's just me. All right. I hope you enjoyed this, though. Please come back and see me when my head's not so scrambled. Now, again, if you hit the like, share, subscribe, it's great. If you hit the subscribe and the bell, you'll know when I'm on live because I do all my videos live unless I'm on vacation or doing something. So all my videos are live. You always can come in and ask a question. And then any of my full moons, eclipse, you can come in and ask as well. And then also, too, if you hit the bell, you'll be notified when the dailies are on. So they come on Monday through Saturday. So you'll be able to see those. All right. All right, you guys. Thank you so very much. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, share with your friends. Tell them to come in. We're still a new channel, just growing. So welcome, welcome. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. And be careful of the full moon again. Watch that full moon, 3 days of it. You get to see it. Beautiful energies. Get your feet out on the ground. Feel the feet between your toes. Get some grounding in. All right. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you. You have a very, very good night, everybody. Bye-bye.